What's up guys, Mike B aka Phony here, and today was supposed to be about Aion 1.9, but as you may have seen on my facebook.com/aka Mike B page, I was tripping balls last week and I was like, oh my god, there's not enough information for me to cover on Aion 1.9. They have like hats and weapon combining, which is cool and everything, but it doesn't really make for good video, to be honest. And as most of you remember, I actually started out with the Aion unbiased reviews. They got like 500,000 views on YouTube. If you've heard of Aion or if you looked into it on YouTube, you more likely have seen this video. And I figured maybe I'd come back and check it out, you know, because 1.9, it's like, you know, 10 versions later because I was in beta, so it's less than one, okay, for the trolls out there. But unfortunately, it just wasn't quite ready for me yet. But I don't want to leave you guys totally empty-handed, so let me go ahead and show you what little bit I did manage to squeeze out.
So the guys over at NCSoft were nice enough to hook me up with a character that was high enough in level where I could go around and actually explore some of the new content. Fortunately, there wasn't a whole lot of content there for me to explore, but whatever. The best part is that they totally hooked me up with easily the butchiest looking chick in MMOs. Like, I'm shocked that there isn't a motorcycle helmet and softball glove in her bag. Being granted such a unique character, I felt compelled to find her a girlfriend, and thankfully it didn't take me long for me to meet one. She was nice, told me that 2.0 had all the good stuff and weapon combining was really the only kick-ass thing about 1.9, and I felt we had a real connection. There was just one small problem. I'm going through the patch notes and kind of naming things off, and she's telling me what she thinks about such and such and this and that, and one of the more interesting things that came up was renting gear. So I was like, take me to where I could rent gear. She showed me this dude who had his whole inventory of all this gear that I could rent. It lasts like 2 weeks, and I thought, kind of an interesting concept, right? You know, you have enough Kina saved up and you could blow it on gear that lasts 2 weeks, and then you could, you know, since you're unemployed anyways, you're just gonna go ahead and sit there and raid 24/7 for 14 days, and then you have real gear, woohoo! And then that gear after the 14 days is poof, gone. And I'd love to show you guys how this works, but I just didn't have any money. I guess I thought maybe, you know, having this pre-made character, you have like 999 all the way across. So I decided to ask, you know, my girl here. I was like, you know, hey girl, what's up? Why don't you hook me up some money? And I'm like, yo, I'll make you famous. I'm trying everything here, right? And she's just totally not, she's not going for it. I'm shocked. I'm like, I'll do anything. So I was like, okay, yeah, I'll do what any other female would do, right? I'm gonna get up on this thing and I'm gonna dance. The worst dance ever. What is that? Wow. And one of the features that probably would have been the most visually appealing was the counterattack, counterspell type thing. Whenever you get like stunned, you can hit this button and it kind of pushes you back in action and then does a backflip, or it does like this power hit, or it does like this Hadouken, or it does like this teleport, all this crazy stuff that it does. And unfortunately, I have no footage of that, but if you go to youtube.com/AionHun, AIONHUN, you can probably watch a whole bunch of videos there.
So that's pretty much all the 1.9 stuff that I can really dig up, and hopefully it's enough to satiate you guys to 2.0, because that's when the big review is gonna come out. I'm gonna come out and be like, bam, 2.0 versus beta, what did they change, what did they fix? So let's talk about E3, guys. E3, let's see, so went and I asked, you know, being a gamer, I asked questions that gamers would ask, I think, and this is what I got.
To work. Right now, the way the game is structured, it is about that group tactics. So one-on-one missions, while interesting, aren't the best experience. The best experience is when you get, you know, groups of 4, groups of 10, whatever the system matches you up against in these massive firefights. The moments in like that are just unrepeatable anywhere else that I've ever seen.
Right. Wow, was that the lead designer of APB telling me that you're not going to have fun as a single player in a multiplayer MMO game? Wow, that's really cool. Crazy, who'd have thought of that? At least he actually answered my questions and didn't just like laugh at me when I asked the questions that I thought was important.
MMOs that are out right now, like let's take Allods Online, a free-to-play MMO that was released recently. They did not put a mini-map in, and they also did not have an auto attack. Then there's Aion, which does not have swimming. In Final Fantasy 11 and now 14, there's no jump.
They don't need to have the functions in the game.
Oh, we don't need to have the functions of the game. Wow, really? So what's really needed? Like putting the exam maybe in the sub menu there? That's, wow, who thought of that one? At least, you know, the Bioware guys answer questions.
Now is what type of like mount system, if any, can we possibly look forward to?
Unfortunately, in the category of things that we're not talking about at this point.
Not like GDC, where like, you know, every other question was like a total like...
We've actually not talked about the PvP stuff. We haven't actually announced anything about mounts. It's not something we can talk about. Magic! Yes. We actually haven't talked at all about the endgame. Magic!
So
you actually have a list of things we haven't talked about and can't talk about, and you're just reading straight from... is it behind me?
Wow, what's that green gas in the air?
It's
magic!
So, you know, thank you to the Bioware guys for at least answering some questions this year compared to last year. On top of that, you know, if you go to ZamOfficial on YouTube, youtube.com/ZamOfficial, you can actually check out the Booth Babe video too, as well as all the other videos, like you guys really care about those.
Well, I'm actually talking to E3 babes, and I want to come around, maybe ask you a few questions if you don't mind. Maybe spare some time. And oh, sorry, man, my bad. It's turning like a date thing now, right? It's like, what do you guys do for fun? You know, like long walks on the beach, right? Stuff like that. Movies. Okay, I'm done with that. Hi, how are you? My name's Mike. I'm with Sam. It's a men's game magazine. Hi, what's your name?
Cassie.
Cassie, and what do you do here?
I'm actually representing the agency. I'm the
So you guys have boyfriends that are like gamers, maybe, or something, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's like a big turn on, right? With all these achievements and stuff like that. His Facebook page is like all loaded with like all his games. Farmville, right?
I don't know about Farmville.
No, I was crossing the line. That was crossing the line.
Farmville is crossing the line. I like how there's like this hierarchy now. Like if you look at, back in, there's jocks and there's nerds, and now there's like jocks, which are Modern Warfare 2 players and all those guys. And then there's like the nerds who play like, WoW and Farmville. Farmville? Oh, God. Really? Come on. Where do you draw the line? Like, what's the middle ground? Like, Farmville, no, I would never talk to those guys. But the Bomberman guys, oh yeah, because that takes, right? That's hard. Anyways, Booth Babe videos, man, they're really just good to just mute and just watch. You know what? I don't really have anything planned for next week, but I'm sure that something's gonna land on my plate and we'll see what happens. I do have a couple ideas, but I don't want to disclose them here, to be honest, because this is permanent and I can't really go back and update this. But if I post it on my YouTube channel, then maybe I could. So if you want to find it, I can end up like transmitting it over Twitter or my Facebook page. So a couple ideas of what I want to do, maybe not next week, but coming up. It really kind of just involves picking on WoW. But if I decide to go that route, we'll see. But why don't you go ahead and check it out at twitter.com/AKAMikeB. No, twitter.com/IamTheMike. I'm doing this whole thing live, so I don't really care. Twitter.com/IamTheMikeB and Facebook.com/AKAMikeB. So that's pretty much it. I will see you guys next week with something. Bye.